Welcome to Motions Monday, where we look at an emotional word of the day. We describe it according to dictionary definition. We define what it looks like in daily living, and then we decide, are we going to increase that emotion or we're going to decrease that emotion? And so depending on the emotion, we'll make a decision. So looking at the emotional word for today, it is the word baffled. That's one of those words that it's a older word. It's a word that most people don't use very often in daily living. But it really does give the emotion of what it means. So let's see. According to the dictionary definition by Random House, it means restraint or regulate, leaving the other person perplexed, looking for something complicated or unaccountable. I think I'm more perplexed trying to define this word than I was with the word. But let's see. So there's two things that can happen, right? With the word baffled. You can either feel like, man, I'm more puzzled than I was before. I'm more confused than I was before by the action that this person did. Now they left me feeling like, what just happened here? I expected one thing, I got another. I thought we were going in this direction and found out that we were going in a different direction. You were kind of surprised, sideswiped, taken aback, right? And sometimes people will use that ability to have you standing there looking puzzled, confused, taken back, to cause you to feel held back by what they're doing. So it's really one of those words that it explains when you're shocked, when you're surprised by what someone says or what someone does because you didn't see it coming. That's the interesting thing about being baffled. You're left baffled because you did not see it coming. So, what does this look like in daily living? In daily living, you can find yourself feeling baffled when a coworker blames you for something not getting done when both of you were working on it together, when both of you were clear about why you couldn't finish the project. And next thing you know, in the staff meeting, they're saying, well, you didn't get it done, and because you didn't do your part, they couldn't do their part, and that's why the situation is where it's at the current moment. And you're sitting there looking baffled because you're thinking, wait a minute, we both worked on this together. We both agreed that this was a problem. How did all of a sudden now you get blamed for something that both of you are working on together? So you were taken aback. You were baffled by this person saying something that didn't make sense when they were part of the issue, when they knew what was going on, and now they're putting the blame on you unnecessarily. Another baffling kind of situation would be when you go out of your way to help someone. Someone comes to you and says, you know what, I'm really having a hard time financially. I don't know how I'm going to make it. And you take the time out to not only give them money, but help them get access to services and resources. And they're calling you every day, and every time they call you, you're answering the phone, and you're ignoring your own responsibilities. You're going out of your way to take care of that person, to help them. And they're saying how grateful they are, how thankful they are, and you're like, wow, I did a good thing. It was hard, but I did a good thing. And you feel good about yourself, and you think that you and that person have connected, and then you find out from a friend that person says, "Oh, I reached out to so and so and they didn't help me. They just didn't care. They didn't do anything. They put it all on me." Right? They're supposed to be this caring person, but look, when I asked for help, they were not there for me. And now you're left baffled. You're thinking, "What? I ignored my own family for that person. I gave you money out of my own pocket. I did this, I did that." Now you're going through the whole checklist of everything you ever did for this person because you are left surprised. You're left not understanding how this person could get this conclusion that you were not there for them, that you didn't help them when you were physically there and you went out of your way and you did everything you could. And you feel like, what's going on? Why are they not telling the truth? You're baffled by it. You're trying to account for why this person is saying something that is opposite of the true experience. Why this person is either lying or changing the story or making something appear to be what it's not. And so, therefore, you feel like you're held back. You feel like you were taking aback You did not expect this, and somehow this came up, and now you're left to figure out how to fix it, how to restore your reputation, how to now deal with this person because they showed you a different side of them. Who they were is not how they actually behave, and it's not their true character. But you didn't find that out until it was too late. And so now you're kind of left baffled by this situation. So now we're left to make a decision. What are we going to do about this emotion of feeling baffled, of being taken aback, of being surprised, perplexed, that this doesn't seem to be what it's supposed to be? Now it's more complicated. This person is now not taking responsibility for the truth. They're left with you having this emotion of, I believed one thing and I got another. And so, how do we get unbaffled? How do we let go of this emotion? We start by asking, what is going on here? Because the truth is going to make things a little bit more clearer. And so we first have to figure out, what do we really have in front of us? Is this person a liar? Is this person a coward? Is this person trying to protect themselves? Does this person actually see it differently than you? Maybe they really believe that what took place was exactly how they described it. So sometimes we have to stop, if it's dealing with other people, figure out what's really going on here. What's to be gained from telling the story one way versus another, versus the truth that you see and the truth that they see? What's to be gained from that? So first, getting some clarity about what's really happening here is going to help you to figure out how to get unbaffled, how to decide to let that feeling go. And then you're going to ask yourself a question. So as you say, okay, what's going on here? Reviewing the facts of what just took place, of what has you feeling like this is complicated, feeling puzzled, feeling uncertain about this. Then it's to decide, okay, did I miss it? And if I did, what do I have to be more aware of next time? Because sometimes there are clues, there are signs that we miss because we dive into things quickly, we make decisions quickly, or we're just a very trusting person and we trust people openly until they give us a reason not to. So maybe there was some signs, maybe there was some clues, maybe something was missed in trying to get to a certain outcome. And so maybe if we would have slowed down, asked the right questions, gotten some more information, we wouldn't have been baffled by this situation. We wouldn't have been caught off guard or surprised, or this situation wouldn't be as complicated as now it's become. So after you ask that question, then ask yourself, okay, how do I become clear about what's happening? How do I make sure I figure out this puzzle, right? So I'm not stuck in this situation. And as you begin to put the pieces together, answer the questions for yourself, then you can make a decision about that situation for next time, or about how to go further with that situation. Because if it's a coworker who's blaming you, you still have to work with that person. So now it's a decision about how you're going to work with that person. How is there going to be more accountability so that the next time they don't leave you being blamed for the outcome? Maybe it's an email trail. Maybe it's a conversation. Maybe it's bringing more people on board to help you guys out, to also be updated on the status of that project. So that way you're not left being blamed for something that was either not your fault or both parties had some responsibility. And so now you have to figure out how to work differently because you're more aware, because this person has expressed themselves, or this situation, now you've gotten more information about this situation. And so you can make a different decision about it. And you're less likely to be surprised or baffled the next time something like this happens. You're less likely to find that it is complicated or you can't figure out the cause of a situation because now you have this new information. And so don't always think of this feeling, this emotion of being baffled, as necessarily a bad thing. If it happens early enough in a project, early enough in a relationship, early enough in a decision that you have to make, you can take control of that situation and make adjustments so that You're protected as you continue, or if it's a relationship, so that you can decide to not get in that relationship early on before too much is lost or too much investment is being made. And so it can work to your benefit if you find out sooner, if if the situation is exposed sooner. So thank you once again for joining us for Emotions Monday. We look forward to seeing you next time on this channel, where we're going to conquer another emotional word of the day.